Coinbase app has officially broken its way from 100 all the way down to the top 10 apps in the App Store. That is concerning because when you overlap that with the data that I now have on your screen, this always shows us local tops that take place in the market. In addition to that, I have covered this before, but the USDT dominance chart breaking to the downside, hitting this long-term 7-year standing line also signifies local market tops. But there is some saving grace. When in doubt, zoom out. And right now, Bitcoin in logarithmic form, going back 12 years worth of data on the monthly chart, has not hit this long-term standing RSI resistance line on the monthly time frame, which means that we still have a lot of upside to go. And I'm about to show you so many more charts like this that will blow your mind and help you this bull run. Welcome back to Money on the Move. I am your host, Phil Yeager. I built a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business. I have been in cryptocurrency since before Bitcoin was $10,000. I've been to 40 countries. I'm studying to become a licensed financial advisor, and I've been here the entire bear market, so I've got my fingers on the pulse. Like and subscribe because on this channel, I provide you with so many charts and data that help you stay ahead of the curve. We are here to make money and not get completely wrecked. I have the time, the luxury, the experience to be able to zero in on the market and help you navigate the turbulent, volatile ups and downs that Bitcoin and the entire market provide. So, like and subscribe. The life-changing gains are not going to be found in Bitcoin at this price. While you still can make a phenomenal return and there is record low supply on all of exchanges and the price is probably going to soar past 100K in the future, whether that's relatively close or if we have a correction beforehand, you can make a lot of money in Bitcoin. Is this the time to rotate out of Bitcoin or not? Well, no. Altcoin season does not start until Bitcoin breaks this long-term descending line that we have since September of 2022. We need this purple line to turn white and start breaking down here. The Bitcoin dominant chart, what that tells us is how much of the market is dominated by Bitcoin. And as you can tell, it is still on its hike up. This is good. The higher the climb, the bigger the fall. When Bitcoin does fall, specifically the dominance, that means money is rotating out of Bitcoin into all of our altcoins and other projects. When the dominance falls, Bitcoin's price can still very well be going up, but basically what it means is the percentage of the market share is shifting. Now changing the chart from the Bitcoin dominance to the others dominance. When the profits and money that's stored up in Bitcoin right now is rotated, you're going to start seeing the others market begin to climb. Every single one of these red ovals over the last 7 years signifies excellent and phenomenal buying opportunities in the others market. And we are still in that zone. Despite what we've seen with Sui, Solana, Doge, and many other large caps that are starting to pump, we are in this golden buying area along the trend line. We haven't even begun to break up and climb. As money and profits flow out of Bitcoin into the rest of the altcoins, you're going to see the others begin to do its hike just like Bitcoin did right here. In the same way that we saw Bitcoin price appreciate so much in this purple line while it was hiking, you're going to see the others market cap, all of your micro altcoin gems, your mid caps, your large caps, they're going to have similar price appreciation, but in exponentially higher percentages of returns than we saw with Bitcoin. So right now we're still in one of those phenomenal buy zones because we have not broken out and started climbing just like Bitcoin did over the last 2 years. Even though this video started off with some alarming statistics such as the Coinbase app becoming the most downloaded app as well as Google search trends signaling local peaks, when you zoom out, we have other charts that I'll pull up in just a second that tell us we're still climbing in this bull market and the grand finale of this party hasn't quite hit yet. Take a look at this. By the way, I provide so much more value than this in my Patreon. The link is in the description below. That's where you'll find my quickest updates, what I'm purchasing, what I'm selling, my macro views, my micro views. Videos take a while to make. The Patreon is a name your price Patreon. There's going to be so much better, quicker information there. So please check that out in the description below. Join it if you want to make some money this bull run. Many thanks to the team over at Trade Confident. Because of them, I was able to come across this. This is basically the Bitcoin golden ratio Fibonacci multiplier indicator. This is a free indicator on TradingView, but it takes a lot of time to finagle with it and figure out how to actually use it and remove parts of it from the chart. When you look back in time though, every single time that we saw the white line come up and touch the red line, here called a peak, right here called a peak. You go back all the way throughout history. We're in 2015 right now. Right here in November of 13. This has always called the peak for many bull runs and cycles. When you come into where we're at today, the white line right here and the red line right here haven't even come close to touching yet. That means Bitcoin still has some climbing to do for this white line to catch up to the red line and signal another top. When we see the white line, which is the SMA 111, begin to climb very fast, and it's getting close to the red line, which is the SMA times 2, and they're about to converge, We know that it is profit-taking season. We know that there's not that much time left in the party. When you see these two convergences happening, as well as when we come back over to that monthly RSI, and the RSI is about to hit this border up here, we know that the party's just about over. At that point, as soon as we're even getting close, I'm going to be completely content with the gains that I've already made in crypto. I'm not going to try and time the top. I'm not going to try and exit on the perfect day. I'm not going to be greedy. I've already exited a large part of my Doge because I was content with the returns that I had, and I left a moon bag just in case it does go to the sky. That being said, I don't think that this is profit-taking time quite yet. With Doge, I just simply rotated it. When it comes to the market at large, though, we are going to see ebbs and flows. It is very normal for every Bitcoin that we have, for every bull run that we have Bitcoin decrease by at least 20 to 30% on its way up multiple times. So the macro view is what I'm focused on. Buy the bear, sell the bull. This chart right here is also very, very helpful when it comes to identifying the time to be exiting cryptocurrency positions. This is on chainexposed.com. This is the relative unrealized profit chart. In the back here, we have Bitcoin's price in logarithmic form in the black line. This blue line indicates the relative unrealized profit. Whenever we're in the green zone down here, this is accumulation season. As you can tell, Bitcoin's price is in the dumps. People have forgotten about it. They think it's going to zero. When we're down here, it's time to buy. As the rally happens and money is moving into Bitcoin and people are getting into profit, sometimes it's tough to know when to sell. This blue line here, whenever it spikes into the red zone up here, indicates that it is the season and time to exit your positions. This goes back all the way to 2013, 2018, 2021, and currently in this bull run, we've only reached a 1.5 out of a 3 to 3.5 in the relative unrealized profit. So even though Bitcoin's price is going up and up and up in here, this blue line is only halfway. Once we see this blue line begin to spike into the red, as it did right here, as it did right here, as it did right here, that's another indicator that we need to pay attention to so we can make sure that we exit in profit and not hold on to our bags to infinity and to zero. Because what happens is a lot of people think that their prices, their assets have gone up 3x or 5x, and they think it's going to do another 7x or whatever. But when you're paying attention to metrics like these that we share on this channel, we help you identify when it's a good time to exit your positions and take your money and go do something completely different outside of crypto. Because once we crash, it's going to be another 4 years or so until we have a bull run if history repeats itself. That being said, on this channel, we track these things very closely. In my Patreon, I put a lot of information out there too. So continue to like and subscribe and follow this journey. To give you all just kind of a sneak peek teaser of what is actually in the Patreon, I do a few different things. One is anytime that I make a change to my portfolio or I purchase something, I share it with people, what I'm doing and why. Again, nothing that I say in here is financial advice. Just like all of my videos, this is entertainment only, but hopefully you can take some wisdom from it. For example, this morning I purchased Cetus, which is a large DEX in the Sui ecosystem. Additionally, what I have provided for my patrons is a list of all the altcoin gems that I'm interested in or have bought. About half of them that are on both the lists, there's part 1 and 2, I've purchased. Many of them I'm already up 50 to 100%. Some of them are a little bit underwater. But I go through kind of the philosophy that you should have when it comes to that degenerate type of gambling that often takes place at the end of the bull run. When you are positioning yourself into your altcoin gems, by the time that those are exploding and blowing off, you should have already exited most of your crypto positions, taken the cash home entirely. This chart right here has a lot of flaws, and you've probably seen this a dozen times. I just want to point out a couple things. Phase 2 and Phase 3 should be grouped together, and Ethereum should be removed. The reason being is that if you've paid attention over the last month, Ethereum hasn't really done anything. But what has? Your large cap gems, your large cap blue chip cryptos, your Solana, your Sui, your Doge, your EOS. A lot of these projects have exploded. That's where the money is rotating into right now. Strong narratives that fall into the gaming, AI, real world assets, and deepen type of infrastructure niches. That's where the money is currently flowing into, the large cap projects. Beyond that, there's also mid caps and smaller caps. That's where I believe that you should be positioning yourself after the large caps if you're going to try and rotate from sector to sector. That being said, I am a buy the bear, sell the bull type of person. Most of my positions are purchased in all of these different industries and market cap size positions for the reason that I know money is going to find its way into the nooks and crannies despite the general rotation taking place. But right now, we are in the large cap, entering into mid and small cap type of rotation. That being said, though, it's really important to understand Bitcoin is still the star of the show. The dominance has not broken down. You might see your positions like I have rise and fall or drop drastically In this waiting period, meanwhile, Bitcoin is pretty dominant. It's pretty stoic. It's only going down a couple percents when your alt caps, your low caps, your small mid caps drop 20%. If we have a correction, trust me, you don't want to be largely positioned in those riskier assets because they're going to bleed so much harder. You're going to wake up, check your phone, and be a little bit sad. Right now, the time is to be in the large caps and in Bitcoin. That's where the money flow is taking place. One more time, I have to iterate this. By and large, though, nothing that I've said or ever say on this channel is financial advice. I am just a dude sharing his experience who's been here the entire bear market, paying attention to crypto. I'm sharing what I've gathered and learned. And if it's beneficial to you, you know what I want you to do. Subscribe, join the Patreon. In addition to both of those, though, growing up, we have all heard this phrase, do not put all your eggs in one basket. But what has the entire society at large done? We've put all of our eggs in one basket, that basket being the internet, and we have seen and are going to see more of its vulnerabilities. Remember when all of those airplanes were grounded a few months back, or how many people couldn't access their banking information, or how AT&T went down, and how banks have gone down? Cryptocurrency is meant to be an alternative to the existing internet. Cryptocurrency is a phenomenal industry to be in, but you need to store your crypto on the blockchain and be able to access it. The problem that we have is so many cryptocurrency hardware wallets, which are more like keychains because they simply give you the keys to access your coins. They're very complicated and difficult to use. You have to write down a list of 20 different words. You can't lose them. You can't misspell them. You have to store them in different locations. It is complicated, and there is so much friction when it comes to actually having self-custody of your own wealth. It is stupid that we go to work, we work super hard, then we take our money and we give it to somebody else, a bank, and we know that they collapse many, many times. So I am not paid to say this, but I am choosing to promote this very simple, easy to use cryptocurrency wallet. It is the Tangem wallet, and there's a link in the description below. You do not have to write down any of your words. You don't have to memorize all your private keys. You simply download an app on your phone or any device, and you tap this in order to access it. You simply store this in 2 different locations, and anytime that you want to make a transaction on the blockchain, you get out your card. It is the easiest, simplest, and probably most affordable wallet out there. So if you do not have one, I would highly encourage you to check out the link in the description below. I do receive a very small commission, but I'm making this because if you're in crypto, you need to have self-custody, not your keys, not your crypto. Why store all your money on the internet when the point of crypto is to have alternative self-custody ownership of your wealth? So please check out the Tangem link in the comment section description below. Thank you so much. Back to the video. Thank you again so much for watching. Like and subscribe, join the Patreon, and until next time.